So Thibaut, while you're putting some gel on there, what do you want to get out of this from me? What would you like from me?
To the right, Karen.
So for me, I'm doing colonoscopy, but I'm not really sure if I'm doing it right or good. I think I'm more on I'm not really on the curve of the conscious, really very conscious level of colonoscopy. I think I still need lots of more training about using scope guide. It's the first year for me to use this. So for me, it's quite new. Also my positioning, realizing what I'm doing during colonoscopy, realizing what I'm doing with torque, anti-clockwise, clockwise. For me, I just do it to do it, and for to see what happens. But I'm not really at that level yet. I think to do it preemptively, to anticipate on my moves already. So I would like to gain on that level some experience.
So I'm very happy to try and provide that for you today, Thibaut. Just a warning, to achieve this, it's going to really slow down the procedure, okay? Because we're going to have to interrupt your flow to get you to deconstruct what you're trying to do and improve your conscious competence. So it's likely it's going to be what we call a staccato procedure, where I stop you, we have a chat, you do something, I stop you, you have a chat, we do something. And I may let you go initially just to get a feel for how you scope. And can I just encourage you to do one thing at the start? Go as slowly as possible. Just slow everything right down so you're very aware of the actions that you're taking. And the way to do that is to minimize the number of readouts. Is that okay?
Yeah, so minimize readouts, you said.
Minimize readouts. And then what I'll do is every so often I'll say, can we just stop there? And then we'll have a conversation. And through that conversation, I want you to, I'm trying to improve your awareness of what you're doing and why you're doing it in response to the issues that you're having.
Yeah. Okay.
The second request would be, if you feel you are struggling with something and I haven't picked up on it, just let me know. Just say, John, I'm struggling a little bit with X, and then we'll talk about that. And if you're going to have a conversation, I would encourage you not to push the scope in whilst you're doing that. So just hold your position, have the conversation, and then do something. Try not to do two things at once.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
Okay? On you go. I'll probably say nothing for the first minute or so. Okay, so I accept that. I understand that. Well, what's the effect of that?
I don't know. It's very mobile. It feels like a very mobile scope now.
Right. So what I'm seeing is a lot of movement at the tip.
Yeah.
So you need to make your movements really small. If you're making small movements, are you going to use torque or tip?
So smaller movements.
It's tip steering. So try to use your wheels with the left hand, and you'll find you'll struggle because the umbilicus is underneath you. But just move a small amount with the tip to the direction you want to go. And then just gently advance the scope. And again, a little bit of tip deflection. Stop and just look at the mucosa, and the lines on the mucosa tell you the direction of the lumen. Okay? So just advance underneath the fold and then tip up very slowly and bring the tip to the left. If you use torque, you have to make a really small movement of torque. And what you're seeing on the screen here are what we call anominate grooves. They run perpendicular to the lumen. So the lumen in this position is either at 12 o'clock or 6, not 9, which you've just moved to. Okay?
I'm feeling naturally, I would now move my hand, my right hand, over the scope again, because now I'm limited in anti-clockwise torque because of my because of this.
And
right hand.
Okay, so I would encourage you to do that if anti-clockwise is the right maneuver. Is anti-clockwise the right maneuver?
Wait, I'll see.
The reason you want to do anti-clockwise is because you've programmed yourself to do that, I think. It's really not the right maneuver.
So it's more clockwise here.
Yes, right. Just stop there and just move really slowly for me, Thibaut. So just put a little bit of water in and angle the tip up to 11 o'clock slowly. and pull back at the same time if you're crashing against the mucosa.
Because I should have done it. It's better for my back in the long term. My positioning of the scope, it should be laying on the bed and not. I think I hold it too much upwards, and right now I'm feeling a little bit my pulse. That's not good for a repetitive strain injury, because I'm feeling I use too much torque or force. It's not healthy for my wrists. So it's not I don't think that's good of me. I think the scope should be more on the bed instead of me carrying it.
So your first learning point is, when we mentioned it yesterday, if you're going to improve your technique, you have to have exquisite tip control. And therefore, you're going to have to relearn how to do that. So in your head, if you want a big movement, use torque. And if you want a very small and precise movement, you use the tip. And the way you can practice this, Thibaut, is during extubation. So during the withdrawal phase, you're going to practice having your left hand horizontal. And you're basically, during the withdrawal phase, you're going to spend time making sure you don't crash into the wall. And you're going to use a combination of torque and tip, all the way back during extubation. And if you can do it on the way out, you can then start doing it on the way in. Because I think to try and embed it in your practice now will be a challenge. And you have to get familiar with how to use where your left hand is positioned before you start doing it on the way in, because the challenges on the way in are always greater than the way out. So I'd encourage you in your next few procedures is to concentrate solely really on tip control during the extubation phase. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, you start to steel yourself and do it during the intubation. And I would encourage you to reflect on why you had a problem and come up with the solutions, because clearly you have the intellect to be able to do that, because you mentioned most of them before I got to them. So credit to you.